Hi, welcome back. Good to see you again. In this video, I'm going to explain how IELTS writing is assessed based on the official marking criteria and what examiners focus on when they read your answer. Many candidates think IELTS writing is marked mainly on grammar, vocabulary, or length, but that's not how the assessment actually works. In fact, focusing only on those can actually limit your score. IELTS examiners are trained to use clear criteria, and once you understand these criteria, you will understand why some answers score higher than others. Let's start by looking at what examiners look for first. IELTS Writing Task 2 is assessed using 4 main criteria. These criteria are published by IELTS, and all 4 are equally important. The first is task response, how well you answer the question and develop your ideas. The second is coherence and cohesion, how clearly your ideas are organized and connected. The third is lexical resource, how effectively you use vocabulary. And the fourth is grammatical range and accuracy, how well you control grammar, not how complex it looks. A common mistake is focusing too much on one area, like vocabulary or grammar, and forgetting the others. Examiners don't just mark your writing holistically or give a general impression score. They assign a separate band score for each of these 4 criteria, and then an average is calculated. Understanding this changes the way you prepare and the way you write in the exam. When an IELTS writing answer is first read, the assessment does not begin with a detailed analysis of every sentence. Instead, an early impression is formed, particularly in relation to task response. The first thing assessed is this: has the candidate answered the question clearly? The criteria also focus on whether the writer's position is easy to identify, especially in opinion questions. And very importantly, they assess whether the ideas are relevant and focused, or whether the writing begins to drift away from the task. This means that your introduction and first body paragraph play a very important role. If it is immediately clear that you understand the question, that your ideas are on topic, and that your position is clear, your answer feels stronger from the beginning. This does not mean the rest of the essay is ignored, but it does mean that early clarity sets the tone for how the rest of your writing is read. This is why your opening, your introduction, and first body paragraph is your opportunity to make a strong first impression that influences the overall assessment. One of the biggest misunderstandings about IELTS writing is believing that longer answers or more complex sentences automatically lead to higher scores. In reality, the marking criteria value clarity more than length. A shorter answer that clearly addresses the question is much stronger than a long answer that is unclear or unfocused. The same applies to grammar. The marking criteria reward control, not complexity. What this means is that you are not expected to write only simple sentences, and you are not rewarded just for writing complex ones. IELTS writing looks for balance. Complex sentences are effective only when you can control them accurately. If complex grammar leads to frequent errors or unclear meaning, it can actually lower your score. In many cases, a clear answer with mostly accurate, simple and compound sentences and a few well-written complex ones scores higher than an answer that tries to sound advanced but loses clarity. In IELTS writing, quality matters more than quantity, and control matters more than showing off. Once you understand this, the way you prepare and the way you write changes completely. To summarize, IELTS writing is assessed using clear and published criteria. The marking criteria do not reward answers that are longer than necessary. In Task 2, you need to write at least 250 words. But writing significantly more than that does not automatically increase your band score. What matters most is early clarity, a clear response to the task, and writing that is controlled and easy to follow. Once you understand how IELTS writing is assessed, your preparation becomes more focused and your writing becomes more effective. That's all for now. In later videos, we'll discuss how you can improve task response, coherence, and vocabulary in practice. If you found this video helpful, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with anyone who is preparing for IELTS. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.